This 1 Degree Outside video is brought to you by the Topsfield Fair.
At the Topsfield Fair, fun is around every corner. Experience the thrills, flavors, and entertainment you won't forget. From award-winning bites to exciting live shows, prize-winning fun awaits you at the Topsfield Fair, October 3rd to the 13th.
Meteorologist Danielle Noyce here with your pattern predictions. A look at the next 2 weeks of weather. Listen, Matt has you covered with the entire month of October. If you missed the monthly forecast, check it out. What we're going to start with in this video is the height to 500 millibars. What is it? Essentially how far up you have to go to hit that pressure. And the oranges represent a warmer layer of the atmosphere. The purples representing a colder pool of air. So there's been a lot of warmth, record-breaking warmth. In fact, the last several days, we get that shot of cooler air that comes in Wednesday into Thursday, a return to fall air here in New England. But there's still a lot of warmth down across the southern United States. One other thing I'm keeping an eye on, actually a little piece of energy, a little cold pool from Alaska, comes down into central Canada and then dives south through the Great Lakes and down through the mid-Atlantic for this upcoming weekend. So one thing you're going to be hearing about the next several days is a storm center developing to our south with areas of rain, some coastal flooding concerns. And the question is, will some of it be able to come up into New England, particularly by Sunday and into Monday? Matt did talk about this too, that as we get these dips that come in though, that protects us from any tropical development. This would be Jerry developing out in the Atlantic. Not yet, but will be in the days to come, passing along in east of Bermuda, kind of on the western periphery of that ridge that's still in the central Atlantic. We continue to get these dips of cooler air, so it truly is a pattern shift that comes in this week and will last over the next couple of weeks. The other thing you're going to notice is there's a lot of cold air kind of bottling up into Canada and into the poles. But what is also interesting is we get these big dips and ridges, troughs and ridges that develop, but it's a more amplified pattern. You don't see kind of smaller waves in here. You see a big dip and a big ridge and another one that comes in. This is also pretty typical for fall when you get these battle zones that set up of cold air that's coming in and becoming more intense and warmth that's still trying to hang on. What does that spell? A shift to snow. Not for here in New England, but this is the predicted snowfall through the next 10 days. A lot of this falls actually Saturday night into Sunday of this upcoming weekend. And it's really from the Sierra Nevadas, stretching back up through the Cascades and the Olympic Range, and then east to the Front Range, where above about 5 and especially 8,000 feet, we get about 3 to 6 inches of snow in these areas, even a little bit more on the summits over about 10,000 feet, and some snow that's adding up in Western Canada. So not quite here in New England yet, but that's a sign of things that are changing, right? Now for us, wow, what a shift, right? After temperatures that have been in the 80s and breaking records, we are back to near normal for Wednesday. It's kind of the transition day. Then cool air in place to end the week. We moderate a little bit. It's slightly cooler again Sunday into Monday, and then really near or slightly below average temperatures through the extended period through Columbus Day and then into the 19th and 20th, we may get another shot of cool air that comes in. And you see it on the map, more blue showing up. Yes, we get some warmth that comes in, but there's a multiple cold fronts that do come in as well off to our west and down to our south. That also means during the overnights, we're going to see these cooler temperatures come in too. So frost is likely, again, a hard freeze in many areas, but after a couple of mild nights, we get those 30s that come back. The coldest night in the extended period looks like it'll be Thursday night into Friday morning, and then a little moderation back up into the 40s. Of course, this is a New England-wide average. So far, northern New England will be colder, running in the 30s for some of these overnight periods heading into the week after next. What about precipitation? Obviously, we could use some. Frankly, we could use extended days of like a good, steady soaking rain for the drought conditions. Now, we do get some precipitation that comes in later on Tuesday into Wednesday with the cold front that brings that change in air mass. So it drops back down to near nothing for the next several days, Thursday, Friday, into the start of next weekend. And then with that developing coastal storm down over the mid-Atlantic, we're going to bump things up for Sunday and into Monday. Some of that moisture, particularly in southern New England, may come into play. Obviously, we need some in northern New England as well. And aside from perhaps a couple of showers and another few batches that come in towards the end of next week and the weekend of the 18th and 19th, it doesn't look like any extended storminess, just a fast jet stream that will bring multiple disturbances in and on by. What does that mean in terms of precipitation totals? Well, across the country, the highest totals will be found through the mid-Atlantic because of that coastal system kind of cutting off with that upper level low. So several inches of rain, some localized flooding and flash flooding concerns as we head into the upcoming weekend. Some of that moisture again may sneak into southern New England for a couple of inches total through the 10-day period. That said, the farther north you go, you notice it's not a ton here in New England, below average precipitation over the next 10 to 14 days. Of course, you can track it all in our app. It is free. Thousands of 5-star reviews. We know you have so many options for weather apps, but give ours a download. Let us know what you think. app.onedegreeoutside.com. By the way, if you already have our app, thank you. Gives you some tips and tricks how to best use it. Thanks for checking in. If you want to support our mission, membership.onedegreeoutside.com, and be sure to check out our new continuous weather stream at onedegreeoutside.live, and on your smart TV, open up the YouTube app and search 1 Degree Outside Network.